Hello and welcome to On the Counter, hopefully less boring than the international break. Hello and welcome to On the Counter. Today I'm joined by a man who supports a team founded in 2009. It is Mr. Sam Williams. How are we, Sam?
Not bad, yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you very much. Are you ready to talk about the international football?
Yes.
The worst football of any football, especially when it's European qualifiers. I've seen England play against...
I'd say non-league's worse than international breaks.
Nah, I'd rather see Sutton versus, I don't know, Gateshead than...
Really? On a crap pitch?
Yeah, than England against fucking bunch of Marvel villains. Right, I don't know what that meant. Let's talk about England, Czech Republic.
Yep.
Big win for England. 5-0. Raheem Sterling with a hat-trick.
Yeah.
Do you think that England is starting to show a bit of, I don't know, cutting edge against these lower-ranked teams?
Well, that's the thing we've got to remember is that Czech Republic are a lower-ranked team than England. And this is one of the things we always need to remember as England fans is that in European qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers and friendlies, we always play teams much lower down than ourselves.
Wayne Rooney, like literally all his England goals, pretty much against, I don't know, Faroe Islands.
San Marino, etc.
San Marino's sick though.
The thing is about this game though is that it shows that Gareth Southgate's building the side well. Whether they can do it against sides like Germany, France, etc. is a different question.
Yeah.
But you know, they definitely have the lethal edge against Czech Republic.
They're starting to play a bit like better football as well. Like it's a bit more free flowing.
Yeah, it's less Roy Hodgson boring football and more.
So
exciting.
for instance, Raheem Sterling's goal ended a sequence of 20. The one where he like curled was Sancho crossed it for him.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling's goal ended a sequence of 25 passes with 10 of England's 11 players touching the ball in the build-up to the goal. That's liquid football, as Alan Partridge would say. Do you think that style is coming from the younger players coming through rather than, I don't know, having Jordan... I know Jordan Henderson played, but like he's just sideways passing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it more coming from... Because a lot of those players in that England squad are coming from clubs that are trying to play a similar style of football, this nice passing, flowing, attacking football. So... Henderson in the middle park, obviously playing for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. You got Sancho at Borussia Dortmund under Lucien Favre, etc. You know, all these players are playing nice football, and then it's bleeding. And I think Southgate. The thing is, when Southgate was manager of the under-21 side, he was playing a similar type of football.
I don't remember them being like very. They weren't like applauded for their style of football though.
No, well that's the thing is that. And this is kind of the good thing about Southgate being the England senior manager is that when he was with the under-21s, he was playing this passing football, very much taking the inspiration from Pep Guardiola's side, for example, and that's helped kind of develop the young players into the kind of players they are now.
Let's move on to the biggest game of the weekend: Kazakhstan versus Scotland. It was on a Thursday of Friday, like 5 o'clock or something. Scotland losing 3-0 to Kazakhstan. Do you know some people didn't even know Kazakhstan was a country until Borat was released? And they're beating Scotland 3-0.
Yeah.
So, Scotland got embarrassed. 2 goals in 10 minutes for the Kazakhstan side. Alex McLeish is not having a good time of it. They also lost 2-0 to San Marino yesterday. They beat San Marino.
They won 2-0.
They won 2-0. It should have been. It's felt like a loss.
To be honest, I think San Marino, with regard to that game, they put up a decent fight. Scotland obviously deserved to win. They had so many chances to win the game. But San Marino... Their goalkeeper, I thought, had a really, really good game.
Yeah,
he made some good saves to save to deny them going in further into the lead. But against Kazakhstan, Scotland were spineless.
Yeah, Scotland are missing a few pivotal players. Andy Robertson being one of them. But he's a left back. He's not exactly.
Even so, like
he's not top tier.
Yeah, they've got players that can step into that left back position, and even so, even if they've got Andy Robertson out, that shouldn't mean they should be losing 3-0 to Kazakhstan.
No.
So I think 70 places below them in the FIFA rankings.
The thing is, though, the Kazakhstan team, I'm looking at it now, and there's not one person in there that I've ever heard of.
Exactly.
It's like a Football Manager regen team. Over here. Also, as well, Scotland's group is a tough group.
Yeah.
they were probably looking at this thinking, right, European qualification, Belgium are going to top that group. That's going to be foreseen. But Russia is the other big team in there. Russia have actually lost a game. They lost to Cyprus.
Yeah. They also lost to Belgium by.
Oh no, they lost to Belgium.
Yeah, they beat
San
Cyprus
Marino
2-0
beat
last night,
Cyprus.
yeah.
So because this group is not updated to the second batch,
Yeah.
so Scotland will now have 3 points. But do you see Scotland making it out that group?
It's going to be, as you say, it's going to be really, really tough for them. Russia showed a lot of character against Belgium on Friday night, I think it was, and they've got some very good players. Alexander Golovin, who plays for Monaco.
Yeah.
He's not having the best of seasons for Monaco, but we saw in the World Cup he's a top quality player. Denis Cheryshev as well is a really, really
they had
good
a good
winger.
World Cup, didn't they?
I think they're just going to have the edge over Scotland. I mean, I think even Scottish fans are going to admit, yeah, that's going to be a tough game, if not a defeat.
Yeah.
Scotland are in a really, really difficult position at the moment because a lot of their key players are getting towards retirement stage and having to bring through players either from playing in kind of the Championship, even so they may want to hold out and maybe see if they can get to the England squad, or they're playing or they're just starting to get through or playing semi-regularly in the Scottish Premiership, which, as much as Celtic and Rangers fans might want to say, they're the best teams in Scotland, they could compete in the Premier League, it's nowhere near the level of even the Russian Premier League.
Yeah. Let's move on to the most Yorkshire Irishman you'll ever know, Mick McCarthy. His first game, Republic of Ireland, first competitive game. Well, no, it was his first ever game. Yeah. Beating Gibraltar 1-0 away at Gibraltar. Most interesting thing about that match was a plane in the background. Yeah. Because the stadium's right next to it.
Yeah, and the Rock of Gibraltar going, that's taking about half my attention away from the actual game.
The actual game, yeah, well, it deserved to because the game was dreadful.
Yeah, it was a really, really quiet football match.
Jeff Hendrick scoring the winner for them. To be fair, the main thing is they got the win.
Yeah.
But with that, when they're in a group with I think they got Switzerland and Denmark in their group. That's quite a close group.
Yeah.
But the teams like Gibraltar, I feel like Denmark and that are going to smash them 6 or 7-0.
And Denmark,
do you reckon it could come down to goal difference in those tighter groups?
Potentially. I mean, it just depends on how Ireland get on against the other bigger sides in the group. The one thing I did note about the game, Ireland-Gibraltar, is that much like Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland, they were really, really wasteful, and they've got to sort that out if they want to qualify for the European Championships, because there are sides. Think what you will about Gibraltar, they are a very, very low tier side, but if you don't take the chance, I mean, Jeff Hendricks latching onto the ball into the box to finish it nicely past the keeper, it's a good moment, but I mean, that could quite easily have turned if Gibraltar had one good opportunity of taking it. And
the thing is with Ireland as well, like they don't have a goal scorer. No. Let's say like I haven't got a Robbie Keane, for instance, or Niall Quinn. It's like, where are the goals going to come from? Do you feel in that? Like Shane Long's scored like 1 goal in about 4 years.
Yeah, Shane Long's. He's going to be a problem for them. I think it was a bit of a blow for them as
they started David McGoldrick up front.
Yeah, I think it was a hit for them maybe losing or Callum O'Dowda. I think it was he didn't go because of injury. I think if I recall correctly.
To be fair, it's probably as well Bristol City probably thinking we've got a chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
let's
but
keep him fit.
From an Irish point of view, Callum O'Dowda brings a lot of creativity. He brings a lot of speed to that to the team where he can really terrify the defences.
It's not like Gibraltar got absolutely trounced either in the stats. Like Ireland had more possession, but that's probably expected. Yeah. But Ireland only had 1 more shot on target than Gibraltar, so they probably deserved or could have got something out of that game.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mick McCarthy, I think a lot of people. I saw someone tweet like this: one of the worst games of Irish football I've ever seen. So he might have to try and seduce the fans.
Yeah, I mean,
he is quite a sexual person, Mick McCarthy.
The thing is to me, Mick McCarthy is part of that old guard of football league managers that I can't stand because they just play the most boring brand of football and get the occasional result, but eventually they're gonna fall to a side like Denmark in the group.
Thank you very much, Sam. We're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which is Hot or Not. The next segment is Hot or Not. Sam, what is your hot for this week?
So a couple of players have really good weeks. I want to quickly mention Leroy Sané and Jadon Sancho. Sancho had 4 key passes in the England, which is absolutely outstanding. Completed 59 passes.
Player of his age, isn't
Absolutely great. And Sané had a really good game for Germany in both matches. But I've gone for Raheem Sterling. Of course, got a hat trick. That means that he's got 35 goal involvements since the World Cup, that being 24 goals and 11 assists. That's an absolutely phenomenal record for a player that was considered to be having to struggle in front of goal.
Yeah, do you reckon he's favourite for Premier League Player of the Year now? Or PFA Player of the Year?
Yeah, it would depend how other players perform. Of course, Son's having a decent season.
Do you think Van Dijk will probably get it if Liverpool win the league? If City win the league, Sterling will get it.
If Liverpool,
a lot of people saying Aguero as well.
I mean, Aguero's not having the best season. He's top goal scorer, but and the thing with Aguero is his overall play is much improved, but Sterling's really helped that side. Van Dijk, as you say, if Liverpool win the league, absolutely he'll probably get the player of the season. But if City win the league, Fernandinho could get it, but Sterling's been crucial to that side. And what I really like about what Guardiola's done with Sterling is that he's turned him from a player that was considered good but inconsistent to, at least in my opinion, a world-class winger.
In this current patch of form.
Yeah, absolutely. It was absolutely phenomenal. But there were some players that had shocking weekends in the international break.
So what's your not for this week?
So my not. A quick mention to Pavkov of Serbia for an absolutely horrific challenge on Leroy Sané. You can't get away with that in international football. But 2 goalkeepers did not have good weekends. Manuel Neuer and Courtois. Courtois to me was the worst.
I think Neuer saved himself last night. He made some crucial saves.
He made some good saves, but the De Ligt chance he should have saved.
Yeah, but Courtois,
what on earth was he doing when Denis Cheryshev nicked the ball off him inside his own half, trying to be a sweeper keeper and bring the ball out of defence? What on earth?
I don't think I've ever seen a drop in form as much as, when someone has a transfer and sometimes it's it takes a while for them to get going, but he's just absolutely.
Ever since he dropped to Chelsea and turned up at the Bernabeu, he's had a shocking turn of form. He's letting a decent amount of goals. I think he's close to conceding as many goals at almost the halfway point of the season for Real Madrid than Keylor Navas has. I think it was last season or season before
Navas
combined.
Is severely underrated.
Absolutely,
he actually
he's a quality goalkeeper.
Because Zidane reinstated Navas straight away, which shows you how bad Courtois has been.
It shows that he really struggles. But Courtois, as you say, is in a massive drop in form. And the game against Russia, although he only conceded 1, to me should have conceded more. His defence really dug him out. There was a point where I can't remember who it was. It might have been Cheryshev again. Burst into the box. Courtois came rushing out, tried to chip him, and I think it was only Vertonghen that stopped it, and there was another chance where Cheryshev put it over the bar. He had an actually shocking game.
If he was playing a worse team, it probably would have been a lot more difficult.
If he had played a better team, they would have been more clinical in front of goal, and as many people would have been thinking, the thing with Belgium is they've not got as many great goalkeepers. I mean, they've got Simon Mignolet to turn to crying out loud, but it still shows that Martinez needs to maybe consider bringing in Sevilla of Benfica, who's having a decent little bit of turn of form.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Sam, for your hot or not. So hot Raheem Sterling and the not Thibaut Courtois. Let's move on to the last segment of the show, which is quick fire questions. Let's move on to the last segment of the show, which is quickfire questions. Sam, I'm going to give you some quickfire questions, which are going to be on my trusty mobile device. Let me go to the notes section.
Not brand specific?
No, not brand specific. I mean, to be fair, I'm evening it out today. I've got an Apple phone and a Samsung headphone, but not having much luck with one of them, but I tell you which one it is. This bloody headphone. Right, are you ready?
Yes.
So first thing that comes to your head, no bias either, okay? If Jadon Sancho comes back to England, where do you think he'll sign?
As much as I hate to say it, I think it'll be either Tottenham or Manchester United, but I think City will have something to say about it. And there is a buyback reportedly in his contract, so City will have something to say about that.
How much is that buyback?
If I recall correctly, it's something around 40 million euros.
That's probably
which is incredible considering he's pretty much almost worth
that. Will Pep go into international management if he completes?
If he
wins the Champions League, and then do you reckon he'll move on?
If he creates his dynasty at City, I think he's already said he wants to manage at international level. He always said he would like to manage Brazil, but I can see him taking over a Spain job, helping them, because, I mean, his philosophy under Cruyff has really brought that Spain team to what it is.
It's the only one he's missing, really, as well, isn't
Absolutely.
it? So, Euro 2020 winner?
Euro 2020 winner. I think, Germany are looking really good. They're looking revitalised after their awful World Cup.
Yeah.
Belgium's problem at the moment is goalkeeper, but also the fact that they've not got great players throughout the squad. There's obviously phenomenal players like Hazard and De Bruyne, but not really throughout the rest of the team.
They've got one of the best strikers in the world, though, in Christian Benteke.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say France. They won the World Cup. I think they can do a similar thing to what Spain did. They've got a phenomenal squad of players, and they're all relatively young.
Do you reckon they'll go on to do even more damage by winning the World Cup in 2022? Who's your World Cup winner for 2022?
World Cup winner, I mean...
Do you reckon England got a chance?
No.
Let's
be honest.
Let us dream.
As much as I would love to be, the optimistic England fan.
Sancho.
I know,
Hudson-Odoi, Lewis Dunk.
I know, but the problem is it's going to take at least, in my opinion, another 2 to 5 years, because we must remember. I mean, Foden's 17, Sancho's 18. They've got a lot of time, so it doesn't have to focus on this upcoming World Cup. To me, Brazil, Argentina, if they get their shit together, because to be honest, they've not been great through the last tournaments, but they've got the players. But I'm going to go with France or Germany again, because they've got absolutely phenomenal squads and they've got some phenomenal players in there that can really do some damage.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the quickfire questions, but we always end it with a certain question. So what's your favourite ever player and why?
Favourite ever player? Oh, there's 2 main... or 3 main options for me. Vincent Kompany, led City to glory multiple times.
Well, to be fair, your club was only founded in 2009, so you haven't got that much to choose from. Go on then. Vincent Kompany.
Vincent Kompany. Sergio Aguero is an absolutely phenomenal player, but for me, I think it's just because I've watched him so much and I've become such a fan of his Lionel Messi.
Robinho.
No, Messi, the greatest player of all time, in my opinion. Just the things he does are absolutely mystical. And
outrageous.
Yeah, and I can't see any other player doing the same. Ronaldo's a great player, but to me, Messi's slightly above him.
Well, you never know. Percy Tau, South African genius, could reach the levels, but I don't think
potentially if he ever comes back from the loans.
Yeah, but Lionel Messi, favourite ever player.
Yeah.
Best player in the world.
Yeah,
best player ever.
Best player ever.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us this week, Sam.
No worries.
We will see you next week when the international break will be over and we can go back to league football. See you next week.